What's up, nerds? This is Cheshire from Cheshire Plays Games, and today we're doing it's going to be a little bit grosser. We're going to be doing a deck tech on Aminatou, the Fate Shifter. This is 1 blue, 1 white, 1 black for a legendary planeswalker with 3 loyalty. Yep, you don't want to see that yet. So, this has a +1. She can draw a card, and then we can put a card from our hand on top of our library, which is very suitable to something like, I don't know, maybe Miracles. For -1, we can exile another target permanent that we control, and then return it to the battlefield. So, that sounds very STAX-ish, doesn't it? Miracles and STAX? What's going on with this? -6, choose left or right. Each player gains control of all non-land permanents other than Aminatou, the Fate Shifter, controlled by the players in the chosen direction. Alright, so, our signature spell is Day's Undoing. It'll make sense later. 2 colors and 1 blue. Each player shuffles his or her hand and graveyard. Look, it's there, okay? Their hand and graveyard into their library. It just makes it so much easier. Then draws 7 cards. If it's your turn ends abruptly. Yeah, it's a fun card. It's a good way to shuffle your stuff back in, I guess. The STAX thing sounds really interesting. So, how can we break it with STAX? Vel the Nightclad. 4 colors, 1 blue, and 1 black. Intimidate. Human Wizard Legendary. 4/4. Other creatures you control have Intimidate. That sounds very ninja-ish, and I think that we can play some ninjas in this deck. But first we need to focus on this part. Whenever Vela or another creature you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. Interesting. So you're telling our STAX commander works very well with Vela. I guess that means we want to play things like Flicker Wisp, because he will blink stuff. Obviously. Of course, everyone's favorite Vela Dark Guardian. Good old Spark Double itself, which can copy Aminatou, can copy one of our combo pieces. And of course, Kaya the Ghost Assassin. This is 1 black, 1 white, and 2 colorless. Exile Kaya for 0, or up to 1 target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. At the beginning of your next upkeep, you lose 2 life. Hopefully you won't even need to worry about your next upkeep. -1, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life, which is actually very cool as well. -2, each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. Very powerful, very cool. So we're basically going to be using these to blink things in and out. Preferably 2 creatures to blink each other. And it's just going to basically go ultimate. We're just going to keep doing it, and keep doing it, and keep doing it. Infinite and kill our opponent, and we're looking pretty. So, next up, we mentioned that we had miracles. Another way to kill your opponent is with a whole crap ton of angels. Entreat the angels. Create X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying. Pay its miracle cost, it's only 2 white and X if it's the first card you drew this turn. Usually 3 white and 2 X. Really, really expensive. Oh, that's a terrible pun. Terminus, of course. Put all creatures on the bottom of their owner's libraries. You can miracle this for a white as a panic button. Devastation Tide, much the same. You can miracle this for 1 blue and 1 colorless to return all non-land permanents to their owner's hands. Temporal Mastery. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Temporal Mastery. You can miracle for 1 blue and 1 colorless. And Entreat the Dead. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Miracle is 2 black and X. Usual casting cost is XX 3 black. Alright, so we got some pretty high casting cost stuff in there. We know we can miracle. How are we going to miracle if our commander isn't out and we want to use one of the other abilities? We of course have Brainstorm. Preordain, because we can scry. We have Ponder. And Serum Visions. And of course, Sensei's Defining Top, because why not? Next up, we kind of want a way to help us blink creatures, I guess you could say. Or at least return them to our hand. Whenever you successfully cast a creature spell, you can pay 1. Return target creature to its owner's hand. This is Equilibrium. This is 2 blue and 1 colors for an enchantment. It's very good. We also have an Erratic Portal. 1 and tap, return target creature to its owner's hand unless its controller pays 1. We're probably going to be the owner, to be honest, because we want to help our combo along. You're probably wondering why. Why would we want to help a combo along? Well, I think that's something the ninjas can answer. Oh yeah, Eureka is the Tiger's Shadow. This is great. 1 blue, 1 black, and 1 colors for a human ninja. 1/3 with Commander Ninjutsu. 1 blue and 1 black. Return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand. Tapped and attacking. Whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, and we are playing a couple of ninjas and Modern Horizons coming out, so oh yeah, it's gonna get so much worse. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library, put that card into your hand, and then each opponent loses life equal to that card's converted mana cost. So we're playing some pretty big, beefy spells in here. We of course can copy stuff as well with Sakashima's Student. Good old ninjutsu, love it. We also have a Silent Blade Oni. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at that player's hand and you may cast a non-land card in it without paying that card's mana cost. We also have Baleful Strix, because we want to push our attackers through if we can, flying in Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, we get to draw a card, so it's ++, win-win. Gonti is also Death Touch, so everyone should know Gonti by now. When Gonti enters the battlefield, we can look at the top 4 cards of target player's library, or opponent's library I should say, exile 1 face down, and then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. For as long as that card remains exiled, we can look at it and play it as though it was in our hand and use mana as though it was mana of any type. Keeper of the Keys should be on everyone's radar. There's a good reason for this. 3 colors and 2 blue for a human rogue mutant 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the end of your turn, you're going to be drawing cards because you're the monarch. How good is that? At the beginning of your upkeep, if you are the monarch, your creatures can't be blocked. Getting those ninjas through. Speaking of getting things through, Rexil of the Risen Deep. 3 colors, 2 blue and a black for a Kraken. Island Walk, Swamp Walk. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from that player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card we put into a graveyard this turn, exile it. Alright, we also have, of course, a copy of Temporal Trespass, because if you can put this on top and then hit with Eureka, you're doing 11 damage to everyone. Take an extra turn after this one, exiled. Alright, so that's the main deck, but what are we going to play for a little bit of fun? There's an emergency powers, so each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library and then draws 7 cards, and then you exile the powers. Addendum. If you cast this card during your main phase, you can put a permanent card with a converted mana cost of 7 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. We also have a copy of Time Wipe, just because it's pretty and it's great. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand and then destroy all creatures. Very, very good when we want to get a ninja through. We're also, of course, playing a copy of good old Torrential Gearhulk. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, we can cast target instant card from our graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that card we put into your graveyard, exile it instead. That's it. That's how the deck works. Pretty much going to be doing the Miracles thing, as well as the Blink and Kill Infinite combo, and relying on our ninjas as a backup. So this deck is incredibly fun. It's a little bit on the gross side because of the Infinite combo, But the infinite combo takes a couple of cards to actually set up, so we shouldn't actually have to worry too much that we're just going to kill people on turn 3, because that's not going to happen. I hope you liked this deck tech. Please check the deck list down below. Please hit that like, subscribe, comment, all that sort of good stuff. And I will talk to you all soon.